I'm Reverend Dell from Dell's eChurch on Facebook. Jesus. His name means Yahweh is salvation. His work. Although a member of the Holy Trinity who participated in the creation of the universe, his assignment was to become humbly to earth as a man to serve as Redeemer and Lord. His character? Fully God, fully man, sinless perfection. Taking upon himself is his sorrow, the sins of every human being to satisfy the wrath of a holy God, the sins of those who lived before his birth, those who lived during his lifetime, and those who were to follow. His triumph, the completion of mission of the Savior of the world. The key scriptures, the Gospel of John. The story of Jesus Christ. The house was overflowing with people. The bride and groom had exchanged their vows and were now husband and wife. Amid shouts of congratulations, the guests noisily greeted the newlyweds and each other. Chatter and revelry spilled into the streets of Cana as old friends and family members were embraced, laughing and drinking and dancing. This was the third day of a week-long celebration. The Roman occupation of Palestine may have put a damper on ordinary life, but not even Rome dared to interrupt a wedding feast. Everyone's favorite party. Men and women moved about the crowd with trays of food and pitchers of full wine. Mary was there along with her son Jesus and the disciples. And after a while, she overheard the servants whispering among themselves. Distressed by what she heard, she went straight to Jesus. "They have no more wine," she said to him, keeping her voice low, so the news wouldn't spread to the other guests. "Dear woman, why do you involve me?" Jesus replied. "My time has not yet come." And then, as though Jesus had promised to resolve the bride and groom's embarrassing problems, Mary presumptuously spoke to the servants. "Just do whatever he tells you to do." Like soldiers awaiting orders, the servants stood before Jesus. With a resigned smile, she told them to fill 6 stone jars with water. What would that do? They must have wondered. The party needed wine, not water. Still, they did what he said. Then Jesus instructed them to draw some water out and take it to the master of the banquet. With a puzzled look, the man's eyes widened, and he drew a ladle close to his face, savoring the aroma. Then, closing his eyes, he drank again. This was no ordinary wine. It was the best he had ever tasted. What a wonderful surprise, he said to himself. The master of the banquet went straight to the groom. Usually at parties like this, the choice wine was served first. Then, when the guests have had too much to drink, the host serves the cheaper wine and the guests don't know the difference. He said as he filled the groom's goblet, "But you have saved the best till last." The groom lifted the goblet and drank deeply. He had no idea what the master was talking about. It didn't matter. "This is excellent wine," he replied, in a quizzical smile crossing his face. "I hope we have enough." The disciples were exhausted. They had eaten the Passover meal with Jesus, but not before he had washed their feet. There was an air of suspicion and uneasiness about the whole evening. Jesus had announced that one of them would betray him. "Surely not I, Lord," each man had responded. Their question and response let Jesus know that they were weary from the journey and eager for him to publicly declare his discipleship and his messiahship. But Jesus had identified Judas as the one that had slipped away into the night. Then the disciples followed Jesus into Gethsemane. 3 times he let them pray by himself, and all 3 times they had fallen asleep. "Stay here and keep watch with me," he asked Peter, James, and John. But they were overcome with fatigue and had fallen asleep. After the 3rd time, Jesus woke the disciples. "Are you still sleeping and resting?" His voice was filled with strength and resolve. "Enough. The hour has come. Look, the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let's go. Here comes my betrayer." Three years had passed since the wedding at Cana, where Jesus had told his mother, "My time has not yet come." But now he was ready to fulfill his appointed mission, to be delivered into the hands of sinners and to die for their sins. Now he was ready to finish the work that he had begun. God's grace was abundant and lavish. And like the wine at the wedding, there would be more than enough to go around. I'm Reverend Dell from Dell's eChurch on Facebook. If you would like to have a Bible study on Jesus, we have one on our Facebook page. Again, I'm Reverend Dell from Dell's eChurch on Facebook. God bless you.